Hello kids, let us see multiplication of expressions with single term with two terms. So we have special names we can call with this. What if an expression having single term, what if having two terms, but we'll learn in advanced stage that. I am just teaching you how to multiply with a single term and two terms of algebraic expressions. I'll show that. Here we need distributive property here. So if a times of b plus c, so here a and b plus c, these are the two algebraic expressions. If I want to multiply two expressions like a times b plus c, so I use to apply distributive property. So a will be multiplied over b and a will be multiplied over c. So a times b and a times c. So when we multiplied over these two, as we already learned that multiplying single terms, so multiply this single term, whichever the answer we get here, so we can write it up here like this and then leave. So how do we multiply individual terms? Already we have seen that. So multiply the coefficients will be multiplied, and then so variables has to be multiplied separately at the basis. This is what we have learned, and same thing we are going to apply it on. So I'll put you one example here how to multiply it on. Example question on 4x times x plus 10. Look at this. What it means is we want to multiply 4x and x plus 10. He'll ask, the question may be asked like find the product of 4x and x plus 10. The question may ask like this way or this way, both are same. So if we given like this, product of 4x and x plus 10, that is 4x is equal to 4x times x plus 10, which is equal to so I have to distribute this. 4x will be distributed over x and 4x will be distributed over 10. So let me write down 4x times x, putting in the parenthesis, plus 4x times x and then 4x times 10. Look at this. As we already learned, multiplying so single term expressions like 4 is the only coefficient, write 4 as it is, and if you can see x and x will give us x square as the result. So plus, and there is two coefficients, we can see that 4 and 10. So 4 times 10 will give us 40, and then only the variable left is x. So if you can see that, if possible, we can simplify these two even. If you can see these two, this is the first term is in the variable x square, second term is in the variable of x. So these are unlike terms. So unlike terms cannot be added or anything can be done. So we can leave it like this. So this is the simplified answer. This is how we multiply. Let's have some practice problems on multiplying algebraic expression. The first one is 8x times 6x plus 6. So we have to apply the distributive property. 8x will be multiplied over 6x. So 8x times 6x plus the symbol, whichever the symbol which is given in bracket, we have to put it down here. If there is a symbol for 8x, that varies here. So here 8x times 6, let us multiply the terms separately. So if you multiply the coefficients 8 with 6, 8 times 6 is 48, and if you multiply x and x, which gives us x square, plus here if you multiply the coefficient 8 and 6, same rule, 48, only the variable is x. This is the answer, and further we can't simplify. And what about this one? Same thing. So 7n times 6n, so which is equal to 7n times 6n. Look at the variables are differently we are getting, plus 7n times 3, 7n times 3. So if you can add it, 7 6 are 42 n square plus 7 3 is 21 n. So move on to the next third one. I'm trying to put it negative sign for this. Let's see negative for this. What happens if I put a negative here? Let's see. So that is equal to distributing negative 3r over 7r. So negative 3r times 7r, and then if you multiply negative 3r with negative, so it changes to positive 3r times 8. How it is changing? I'll show you here. Look at here. So what happens here? Negative 3r basically times negative 8. I'm just doing it. So when we try to multiply, negative times negative will give us positive. So right, so positive, and then 8 and 3 remain same. R is written here, if you can see here. And further we can simplify these individually. So negative 3 times 7 is negative 21 r plus 3 8s are 24. Here r square, r times r is r square plus 24 r. So this is the final answer. Go with the fourth one. 8 times of 8x minus 8. So I'm just trying to put 8 with 8k. So 8 times, don't forget to mark is equal to before every expression, and then 8 times 8, that is equals to 8 8s are 64, k minus 8 8s are 64. So this is how we solve this. Multiplying expressions containing 2 terms each. In the first stage we have learned multiplying expressions with single term. In the second stage we have learned multiplying expressions with single term times multiple terms like 2 terms. Now here we are multiplying expressions with 2 terms times 2 terms. If we get expression with 2 terms and times 2 terms, how do we do this? So we'll see the same rule. So I'll just put so algebra for this standard thing. So if I take 2 terms of the first expression is a plus b and other as c plus d, I'm just trying to multiply a plus b and c plus d. So how do I multiply this? So we have to use the distributive property. So I'm distributing a over this whole parenthesis, second parenthesis, distributing a over c plus d, and distributing b over again c plus d. So b over again c plus d. So once I distributed a over a and over b, I have to again distribute that property. So a times c, we know that ac plus ad, and we can write it as bc plus bd. So after all doing that, if any like terms if you find, you can just add or subtract them. If not, we can leave it like this. This is the basic algebra, how we work on multiplication of expressions which are having 2 terms and 2 terms. I'll show with one example. So simple example, x plus 2 times x plus 4. I'm just multiplying this one. Product of x plus 2 is one expression, product of x plus 4 is an expression. So multiplying these two. So as we discussed on above, so x will be distributed over the second expression. So x is distributing over second term, and then after 2 will be distributed over the second term. So what is the second term that we can see is x times of x plus 2 and 2 times of it is x plus 4, x times of x plus 4 and plus 2 times of x plus 4. In the bracket both terms are same. So now we apply the distributive property over here, x times x and then plus same as x times 4 and then plus 2 times x and then plus 2 times 4. That's all. We have applied a distributive property here. Now simplify this. X times x, as we have discussed, this is x square. X times 4 we can write as 4x plus 2 times x as 2x plus 2 times 4 as 8. Let's see if any like terms are there. X square. If you see the first term x square, there is no other like term for this. Just put it as it is. And if you can see the middle 2 terms, you can see that 4x plus 2x are the like terms. So we can simply add it. 4x plus 2x will be 6x and then plus 8. So therefore what we get here is, therefore product of x plus 2 times x plus 4 is, so x square plus 6x plus 8 is the final answer. So that's how we have to solve these kind of multiplications. You can practice over on different problems.